Hello everyone, my name is Gyanesh Shukla. I am from Biotech Department, IIT Hyderabad. Today we will be solving the General Aptitude part of GATE 2024 Life Sciences paper. So let's begin. Our very first question says that if this particular sign denotes increasing order of intensity, then meaning of the words this is analogous to this particular word. Which one of the given options is appropriate to fill in the blanks? So here we already have a set. Here we already have a set where I'm really sorry. Here we already have a set where they have talking about the increasing intensity. Okay, so that is something we already have, and we have to say similar to this, analogous to this, what will be the increase of intensity in the given following words. So walk is something that we are doing at a very small, very little pace. Then jog when your pace increases, which people jog in the morning or in the evenings for exercise purposes. Sprint is something where the pace completely increases. Sprint is the competitive sprinters who race against each other. Similarly, this is more of a behavioral or emotional set of words. So bothered, you are bothered about someone's some kind of particular trait, but that can bother you. But daunting means that someone has given you a particular task and the task was very daunting. That means you have completely drained your energy in doing that thing. This is the extreme, this is the least. Let's see what are the other options we have in the middle, which is related to emotions. Phase is something like in the solid liquid phases we have read, where step by step something increases gradually. Phrase comes from the word phrase, where we form a particular phrase of words to form a sentence. Fused is something to bring two things together. But the word phased is like someone didn't even, like a particular person wasn't even phased by the ill actions of that other person. Right? He didn't become very uncomfortable about it. So phased is the word which will go here. So this is our first answer. Let's go to the next. The second question says that two wizards try to create a spell using all four elements: water, air, fire and earth. For this, they decide to mix all these elements in all possible orders. They all decide to work independently. After trying to all possible combinations of the elements, they conclude that the spell does not work. How many attempts does each wizard take before coming to this conclusion? So this is a very simple question where they have given talking about all the possible combinations of any particular element, any particular entity, and the number of entity here is 4: water, air, fire and earth. So to guess the number of possible outcomes we have of any particular set of entities, we have to do the factorial of that particular given number. Here the number of elements given is 4, so we'll have to take out the factorial of 4. Factorial of 4 would be multiplication of all of its subjugates, which are -1, -1, -1. So 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 will give us our answer, which will 4 into 3, 12, 12 into 2, 24. 24 is our answer. Very easy question. Next. In an engineering college of 10,000 students, 1,500 like neither their core branches nor other branches. The number of students who like their core branches is 1/4 of the number of students who like other branches. The number of students who like both their core and other branches is 500. So we'll try to visualize this question where we have a lot of subset of elements inside the main population. So the main population is of, we'll try to create a Venn diagram. So the main population is of 10,000 students. Among these 10,000, it is given that next data is given 1,500 like neither their core or the. If we think that this particular is the circle explains that all the students who like their core branches and this or like other branches. So in this 1,500 types of students are there who like none of these branches. So okay, and there is this particular thing that number of students who like both their core and the branches 500. So intersection would be 500. This data, the number of students who like their core branches, this one, is 1/4 of the number of students who like other branches. So the number of, if the number of students who like the other branches is x, so number of students who like their core branches is 1/4 of x, so x by 4. Okay, now we have a visual representation of all the data which has been provided in the question. The number of students who question, now what is the main question which is trying to ask us? The number of students who like their core branches. So what is the number of students of this particular C circle complete? So this, what they want to ask. So if we consider this, what would be answer of this? So this particular shaded region would be x by 4 minus 500, and this particular complete would be x. And if we add both of these entities, so both of these entities will be 10,000 minus 1500, which will be 8,500. This will be 8,500. So x by 4 minus 500 plus x is 8,500. So this will be x plus x by 4 is equals to 500 will go this side, 9,000, and 5x by 4 is equals to 9,000. If we remove 4 from here and multiply it by 4 and we'll divide it by 5, 5 ones are 5, 5 2s are 10, 0 0, we'll get a x is equals to 4,800. Now the question is number of students who like the core branches. Number of students who like this complete circle. Number of students who like the core branches is x by 4. So 4,800 by 4 will give us 1,800. This is the answer. So this looks lengthy, but we just have to put the all the given data into and we'll try to visualize the data. Okay, so next question. Next question is for the positive non-zero variables of x and y if. Now seeing this equation can be scary for few of us, but we'll try to answer it because it's a very simple question. We just have to expand it. So natural log of x plus y by 2 can also be written as, whenever it is being divided, we can convert it into natural log of x plus y minus ln 2 is equals to 1 by 2 of ln, and this when it is being added and we can convert it into x multiplied by y. So we'll bring this to this side. So this will change into, instead of 1 by 2, it will become 2 into natural log of x. This can also be simplified as ln x plus y whole square minus ln 2 whole square is equals to ln x y. So this can also be written as ln x plus y whole square minus ln xy is equals to ln to 4 or 2 to the power 2 square. This can also be written as ln x plus y whole square by xy is equals to ln 4. So now we know that we can just remove this, and we know that x plus y whole square by xy is equals to 4. This makes our task easier. This can be written as x square plus y square plus 2xy by xy is equals to 4. So x square plus, this can be written as, this will be further x square by xy, xx will be cancelled, will be remain xy. Similarly we can write it x by y plus y by x plus 2xy by xy will give us 2 is equals to 4. So in the very end, x plus y plus y by x is equals to 4 minus 2, 2. 2 is our answer. Next question. In this particular sequence, what is the possible value of x? This is also very favorite question of all the general aptitude part of any examination. The series questions, we have to just see it many times. So x, what is given is 6, 9, 14, x, 30, 41. So we see that what is the relation between the first and the second term. So out of many things that you can think about in giving the time in this particular question, what I think about is that if we divide it, we'll get the answer as 9 minus 6 is 3. 14 minus 9 is 14 minus 9 will give us 5. So this particular thing, so if this is 3, this is 5, and we'll have to bring it here 7. So then x will have to be 21, because 21 minus 14 will give us 7. And to make the series further, this should be 30 minus 21 will give us 9. 41 minus 30 will give us 11. So this is a series of odd numbers which are coming from subtracting the first and the next nth number. So here our answer will be 21. Next question. Sequence of the following sentences is a coherent passage. So in the very end, this is a coherent passage. So first we'll try to read what it talks about. This fortuitous geological event generated a colossal. So in the very first we see that this is written. So this is not our first answer, first statement of the paragraph. Thus, this is very clearly the concluding statement of the paragraph. Well, not very clearly, we'll read it further. The geophysicists tend to think of the Himalayan as an active geological event rather than a static geological feature. Okay. The natural process, this might be the beginning of the sentence or in the center of the paragraph. The natural processes of the cooling of this. What? So this is not the very first sentence. This massive edifice absorbed large quantities of atmospheric carbon dioxide, altering the Earth's atmosphere. Still we are in search of the very first sentence. Many millennia ago, okay, this can be the first sentence. A breakaway chunk of a bedrock from the Atlantic plate collided with the massive Eurasian plate. If this is the very first sentence, and now we'll try to form the story. So what happened many millennia ago? A breakaway chunk, a bedrock was bedrock from the Antarctic plate collided to the massive Eurasian plate. And what happened? So thus the natural process of cooling this geological event, which geological, this collision of this particular bedrock with the Eurasian plate, this particular geological event generated a colossal amount of energy, heat, and resulted in the rocks rising to an average height of 4 km across the contact zone. So the natural process of cooling of this is talking about this particular colossal amount of energy. The natural process of cooling of this massive edifice absorbed large quantities of atmospheric carbon dioxide, altering the Earth's atmosphere, making it better suited for life. So thus the geophysicists tend to think Himalayas as an active geological event rather than a static geological feature. So our answer would be S, P, R, Q, if the SPRQ is in the option. So coming to the next question. The next question, it is given the person sold two different items at the same price. He made a 10% profit on one and 10% loss on the other item. So what we know from the question, that the selling price of two different items, two different businesses were the same. So if the first entity of the selling price is same, if we consider the selling price of first is 100, then for the second also the selling price was 100. Now we know from the profit loss statement that in the first item he has made a 10% profit on the cost price, and in the second item it had made a loss of 10% on cost price. We do not know the cost price of both of these items, so we'll consider the cost price of the first item as X and the second item as Y. So now we know that the cost price and the profit has been made 10% on the cost price. So X plus 10% of X will be 0.1x, and this will be equal to the selling price, which is 100 rupees. In this scenario it will be a loss. So Y plus, actually minus, since it is a loss, Y minus 0.1x is equals to 100. Now from here we know that X 1 plus 0.1 1.1. So X will be, X is equals to 100 by 1.1 and Y is equals to 100 by 1 minus 0.9 which will be 0.9. Now 100 by 1.1 is 100 by 1.1 will be 90.9 rupees, and 100 by 0.9 will be 101.11 rupees. Now we also know this is the cost price. So we know the total of for his entire business, the total selling price is rupees 200, 100 plus 100, but the total cost price is rupees 111.11 plus 90.9. So profit or loss will be cost price minus selling price. 2 will be 90.901,202. So 202. So the profit, so the final selling price is 202. That means there has been a profit of 2 rupees. 2 rupees in 200 is how much percent? That will give us 1%. That is very clear. 2 by 200 into 100. So the final, there is a profit of 1%. Next question. So the next question is there is a pie chart where they have shares of various power generation technology in total electricity generation in the country. The renewable source of energy generation consists of hydro, solar and wind, which you already know. Assuming the total electricity generation remains same from 2007 to 2023, what is the percentage increase in the share of renewable sources of electricity over the period? So here we have solar, hydro, wind. Renewable energy percentage was 65%. Here we have solar, coal, hydro. The hydro, wind and solar will be 40%. And here solar, hydro and coal will be 65%. So the jump in renewable energy has been from 40 to 65%, which is a jump of 25%. So now that we know that the jump has been for 40%, from 40% to 65%, the jump is of 25%. So the answer will not directly be 25% since it is given in the option. We'll have to see the question very further, that what is the percentage increase in share of renewable sources of electricity. This percentage which we are getting, it is out of all the entire electricity generation schemes, only 40% of which was renewable energy. So what if 100% of renewable energy was used? So for 40% of renewable energy, 25% was increased. If the energy share was of 100% renewable energy, then this increase can be calculated through unitary method, simply 25 by 40 into 100, which will give us 62.5%. This is the answer. Next question. A cube is to be cut into 8 equal piece size and shape. Here each cut should be straight and it should not stop till it reaches the other end of the cube. So we'll try to make a cube first for better visualization purposes. This is not actually a cube, but we'll try to make it work. So if we have to make a cut, the cut is very clearly, it should be in from end to end. If we make a plane, if we make a cut from the x-axis and then from the y-axis, and we also think of a cut from the inside the plane of the paper in the z-axis, then we can think of a scenario where exactly 8 different pieces will come out from this cube. So yes, the answer from this will be 3. This is more about your visualization skill, whether you can imagine it in your brain or not. Next question says that in a 4x4 array shown below, each of the first 3 rows has either a cross, X or a number. The number of cell number in a cell, what does these numbers in the cell represent? That the count of the immediate neighboring cells does not have a 0. Okay, so this one number, if this we'll focus on this particular number, it is saying that it's in its neighboring cell, it does not have one of its cell does not have a x. What are its neighboring cells? Left, right, top, bottom, diagonal. This is its left, right, top, bottom, and these 4 are the diagonals. So in this neighboring cells, the count represents that number of cells that do not have a cross. So this one says that in its neighboring cell, one of the cell does not have a cross. It is very right, because this particular cell 5 does not have a cross. So in the 3 neighboring cells, only one of the cells does not have a cross. We'll see the same thing for this particular 5th number of cell. In its diagonal cell, which is this all 8 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cells, 5 cells does not have a cross. We'll check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cells do not have a cross. We'll check for, similarly, we will check for this particular cell. So only 3 cells are there in its neighboring cell, and all of the 3 cells do not have a cross. Very right. Now let's move to the filling the gap, because that is what the last part says. Given that the last row has no crosses, all of it are numericals, the sum of the 4 fill. So we'll have to fill the last 4. So to fill the first cell, we can say that this is 1, definitely this will be 1, and this will be here also numerical will be there. Some numerical, we do not know right now, but some numerical will be there. It cannot have a cross. So out of the 3 cells in its neighbor, 2 has a numeric, so it will be 2. 2 cells do not have a cross. For this cell does not have a cross. This. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells in its neighboring cells, 1, 2, 3, 4 does not have a cross. For this particular cell, 1, 2, 3. 3 cells do not have a cross. And for this particular cell, 2. Because from the 3 neighboring cell, 2 of them do not have a cross. So we'll add 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. That will give us our answer, which is 11. That was it. Thank you for listening.